Hey, it's Duke Ferguson, owner, CEO, and master trainer of Unleash Potential Canine and creator of Dog Training Genesis. This video I want to give you some tips on how you can teach your dog to fetch for fun. Now this is not a trained retrieve video, this is just for fun fetching for your dog. So if you have a pet that doesn't like to bring it back, like you can see here in the video, then this is going to be of help. So the first thing you want to do is you want to have a long line. So put your dog on a long line, and that way they can't run away from you. Then you want to get a toy, and the first thing with that toy, okay, if the dog has any inclination that they want to play with it, little spark in their eye, little twinkle in their eye, you'll see it, and you tease your dog, just like I'm teasing the dog here. Tease, 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 and when the dog wants it, let the dog go get it. Okay, now as you toss the toy, say fetch and toss the toy. So when the dog is engaged with it, say fetch, toss the toy. All right, the dog goes and gets it. As soon as the dog picks it up, mark that with the word good, and then call him back to you. Okay, if he doesn't want to come back to you, then you can bring him back with the long line and he can't get away. With possessive dogs, like you see here, you may have to apply a little bit of pressure on the leash to get them to spit the ball out. Then what you'll do is tease them again and let them fetch again, just like you see here. Call him back to you, and you may walk backwards like you see me doing in the video. And if he wants to just drop it, then you just okay, you get him there, get him to sit, kick the ball. Now there's another thing you can do is kick it instead of reaching down. The reason that I'm kicking that is this dog is not my pet. It's actually a board and train. It's the first time I'm just testing him out to see what he's like. He's really possessive and really actually aggressive. So if I was to reach down and grab that ball, I'd get bit. So what I'm doing now is I'm teaching him to bring it back to me, to spit it out with pressure on the leash. I release the pressure as soon as he's relaxed, not trying to go for it. I kick it and let him go get it. That's another thing you can do instead of teasing it. This dog, I don't need to tease. His drive's already high for the ball. So now what you'll see is I loosen the leash, I kick it, and as I kick it, I say fetch. So I'll tell him to fetch, and I kick it. And what that does is it makes the ball or the toy active. And when it's active, the dog will chase it. Okay, as soon as he's going for it, I tell him good right when he's going to pick it up. So I want to mark the desired behavior with the word good. It's right there, good. And then I bring him in, come, and bring him to me, and he cannot run away. Little pressure on the leash, just like that. Dog spits it out, almost. This is a really possessive dog. Then I start to tease him a little bit more and throw the ball, fetch. You want to do this over and over until your dog gets it. Now, another thing you can do, which I don't do in this video, but when the dog comes back to you, you can take the toy from him, get him to spit it out. You can also feed a food reward for that. Now, the problem with it is sometimes the food reward becomes much more valuable than the toy, and the dog no longer wants to play or fetch. They just want the food that you have. So I'm more apt to use some pressure in the early stages of training so that I give meaning to the word out. So when I say out, the dog will eventually just spit it out without having to put any pressure on the dog whatsoever. So here's another tip. If the dog drops the ball, I will actually kick it, but I won't let them go get it. I'll kick it a couple of times until they get frustrated and they really, really want it, and then I'll let them have it. And what that does is that frustration builds that drive again, and then they will go and get it. Now this dog doesn't really need a whole lot of drive building. He already likes this toy, but as you can see, it works really well. So he goes to gets it, brings it back, and through time now with proper training, I'll be able to eliminate the long line, and I'll be able to eliminate any pressure, and we'll be having a great time playing fetch in the future. So I hope you found this video of value, and if you want information on maybe how to train your dog or information on Dog Training Genesis, I'm going to leave some links below this video in the description box, and be sure to subscribe if you're not a subscriber, and I'll see you in another video.